I think this is it. I think this is what Spirit was telling me about. So I sent her this message on the app, and the message is something like, hey, like, this is going to sound super woo woo. And I totally understand if you think I'm like a crazy person, but I got a message from Spirit and it said I would meet somebody right at this specific time on this app. And so,
First disclaimer is that I'm not trying to say that I can't tell anyone what they heard from spirit. My issue as someone who left Christianity 9 years ago, and uh religion taught us that men actually are the leaders, right? That we were subservient to men, that men were to subjugate us, right? That we were not to be heard, right, in public places. Many of the churches that I grew up in, a woman couldn't even be in the pulpit, much less speak, right? And you know, there's nothing wrong, first of all, with polyamory. Okay. But I've seen too many men say that spirit told me to be poly while still entertaining monogamous women with subtle breadcrumbing. And when you're in your feminine healing, this can be so confusing. You have to ask yourself, if is this sacred non-attachment, or is he just not available? And spiritual language can be used to excuse behavior that's rooted in wounding and avoidance. And so this is more or less actually a warning for you as the divine feminine, especially as the divine feminine rises. What happens is, because women are awakening to their powers, this kind of stuff can happen where the male, the masculine, becomes threatened. Again, he's not inferior. I'm not saying that men are terrible. I love men. This is not a male hating channel. All right. I love them. But just like in religious systems of oppression, there are spiritual systems of oppression as well. Unfortunately, they hide beneath the surface. And there are, believe it or not, there are many, I've been in the spiritual community for 9 years. There are so many quote unquote spiritual men that y'all don't even know have children out of wedlock secretly, who have been on national television shows, who we all look up to, right? Why? Because they don't have to worry about the consequences of polyamory, right? They're not getting pregnant. They can get someone pregnant, they can sleep with all these women, and then sweep it under the rug. But let me tell you something. This is why it's important to maintain a connection with yourself. And I'm not your guru. He's not your guru. They are not your guru. You are your guru. The divine, your spirit team, your angels, your ancestors, your guides. They are your gurus, not anyone else. This is why it's important to maintain that relationship with your inner guidance. Because you can look at all this and you can be like, oh, right? And I don't like this. I don't like this because so many women are waking up, and this can place a road. This is like a speed bump roadblock type shit that I hate. Okay. Your body knows, even if a man talks a talk, your nervous system will feel. Again, you are intuitive. I don't know if I mentioned that. A woman, you have this intuitive sense that is not as deeply ingrained as a man's. So you can feel unsettled, anxious, or dysregulated when you get these kinds of messages. Okay? So I've lived this, okay, when I was like, "Oh, well, I'm like struggling, I'm having a hard time. This man seems so powerful and so strong, and he knows what he's talking about." Your power is not proving yourself to a spiritual man or a religious man. Your power is knowing what real safety and love and attunement feels like in your body. You don't have to choose between romance and discernment, between desire and self trust. Okay, so when you have this stability, this foundation of your own, whatever your faith is, this kind of shit won't rock you. All right. This is why I teach nervous system regulation, because I was rocked by this. I listened to everything these men had to say, right? And not to say I won't listen to men, but I'll take some bits that resonate and some bits that don't. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Because I spent this time with myself, right? Because I built up this structure within myself where I can learn to trust myself. I don't have to run to a man, right? For any kind of spiritual guidance. I decided that sure, I actually am not against polyamory for people. That's fine. But I have decided that the partner that I have has to pour all of the energy that he has for love, that container for love, romance, and commitment into me, not another woman. This has nothing to do with me not feeling worthy enough. No, it's because I want the luxury, the availability of a man who, outside of his work, his purpose, himself, is committed to me when I need him. Again, men are meant to worship and serve women, right? So when I'm doing my work, right, I'm holding this masculine container of working creatively with passion, of course, and pleasure. I mentioned that in that video too. You can go and check it out. But after that, when I need someone to hold that part of me, I need that man to be available, not with another woman. All right. So just be mindful of placing these spiritual and religious men on a pedestal, because you are actually more deeply in tune than he is. All right. You just have to slow your body. I have a free feminine nervous system guide. I'll put the link below so you can feel into your body to see if this is right. Like you'll feel, but you have to slow down before you take in even my content, even anyone of content. All right, because you are your own authority, your own dictator. No one else should be dictating what is right for you or what you heard from spirit. All right. I love you so much. Bye.